If you have to join a group in order to walk and you're not above the age of 45, this is for you.
So somehow, some way, we're gonna pull some meaning out of this podcast topic. But just strap yourselves in and hold on tight because we got you. So, what the hell? Oh, BMW. Now,
A lot of noise for very little motion.
exactly, yeah.
Just like a walking group.
I was about to say that, just like a lot of people, right? People love to talk about all the things they're doing, all the groups that they joined, all the clubs that they're a part of and whatnot. It sounds very good, right? It sounds like you're being productive. It sounds like you're getting a lot done. But in reality, most of it is full of air. I talked to someone actually recently about one of the run groups and shit like that. It was like, oh yeah, I went to the run group and blah, blah, blah. And like you said, it was more so used for dating rather than trying to run and get better at running. And when you look at the distances that they run, we do that. We actually do more than that every time that we go run. So,
and not even on a hard run.
Right.
That's like just the easiest and most simple run that we do.
Exactly.
Is where they begin.
Exactly.
Is where they end.
So what you'll notice about a lot of people these days is a lot of what they say sounds very good. It sounds like they're a part of something. It sounds like they're doing something better. But again, it's mostly full of air because there's going to be a lot of people who are putting up a facade that they're hard workers, that they're social, that they really care about the things that they're talking about. But then you see people who are running marathons, and you see people who have actual networking planned events where their goal is to network people of, high minds who are accomplishing something in their fields or who are entrepreneurs who are trying to get things done in their business. And, you also notice the people who are really going into the gym, who are really getting money, all this type of stuff, right? So those type of people, more often than not, aren't the ones who are always talking about doing all this shit, talking about I joined this, talking about, oh, I have this weekend. This should be fun. We're going to meet so fucking many people, all that type of shit. The people who are really doing the things that they're talking about, more often than not, don't talk too much about it. They just fucking do it. So along this journey of just life as 25-year-olds in general, almost 26, there's a lot of people who just talk, who just seem like they're doing something so fucking grand. And a goal of mine, I don't know about Jose's, and I just have like a petty nature when it comes to this type of shit, is to outlast those people. Because the more that you really put in the work, it builds that ability to endure for long periods of time. And you'll notice that those people who talk a lot normally fizzle out pretty quickly. Give them a year, give them a couple months, give them a year, maybe two. The shit that they were talking is not going to last. But you, who's actually putting in the work and enduring, will be able to last for a longer period of time. So a thing that I like to see is noticing all the people who are talking about, oh, I'm doing this, oh, I'm doing that, oh, I'm a part of that, and just watching, sitting back and watching. And like, okay, you're still there. Oh, a couple months? Wow. You're not talking about it anymore. Wow, that was pretty quick. And if they can't do the simple things for a matter of a couple months, a year plus, the chance of them being very successful in whatever they do is probably very slim. Why? Because they're all this and not enough fucking, digging, fucking put in the fucking work, all that shit. They don't do that. All they do is fucking this. So watching people and seeing that they're all talk and seeing that their facade they're putting up is only very, not long lasting, is something I like to do. And that's what you're going to notice with a lot of people. They tend to fall off very quickly.
The intention of a run club or a walking group or any organization is normally good. I'm not knocking on the idea that, hey, why should you join a run club? I do think it's a good idea to commune with other people and partake in a physical activity and work towards an end goal, which could be being more fit, more active. It could be a networking event. It could be a great opportunity to meet other runners or to even meet potential clients if you're some type of, say, chiropractor or whatever business you get into. But it's the intention of you going to an event that makes that event important. This whole trend of put down the dating apps and go to a run club, that's where the baddies are at. To me, I was going to use a certain word, but I will not use it, is one of the dumbest things and most damaging mentalities that you can possibly have when it comes to anything. If the intention of a running or walking group is to run or walk, to meet other people, to build a stronger community, why does it now become, for lack of a better term, a fuck fest? You go there to find somebody to fuck. That's ridiculous. And the reason I want to make this a point is I want to issue a warning to anybody who participates or creates a run group. If your run group's foundation is a fuck fest, you're going fucking nowhere. It's so sad to see how many businesses set out with a certain intention, but they fail in building the foundation in a strong manner that aligns with their morals and beliefs. It's the same saying that Austin always refers to in the Bible. If you build a house on sand, it won't last. A house built on a foundation of rock will persist. If you build a strong foundation for whatever business or organization that you go into, and it holds, and you get a strong foothold with the right people who support you and support your endeavor and consistently bring in quality, consistent, and like-minded individuals, you will succeed. But when you have people who come in and diminish the quality of the product that you have or the community that you're developing or whatever it is, you're shooting yourself in the foot. And you're setting yourself up for failure. And I wouldn't be able to sleep comfortably at night because you are who you surround yourself with. If we want to be Fortune 500 or 30 under 30, and we surround ourselves with people who network at happy hour, and they're wages, 9-to-5s, who've never scaled, grown, or even own a business. They don't have one registered LLC. They've never had employees. They've never cut a check. They don't have a business bank account. How is that going to help us be 50 or 30 under 30 or 50 under 50, Austin? I don't see it. I don't see it. It's like Alex Hormozi says. If you're the smartest one in the room, you're in the wrong room. So you shouldn't be the best in your group. You should be going to groups where people outperform you, where people are at a high octane and high throughput level, where they are just boom, 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 boom. They don't give a shit about how was your week, how was this. No, let's get some fucking miles in. Oh, you're puking? Great. Run faster.
And you know why people rather join this walking group as opposed to a running group or something a little bit more tumultuous, right? It's the comfortability factor of it all. It's easier. One, you get to have quote unquote fun with people that are quote unquote like-minded. And then you get to trick yourself into believing that you're doing something difficult. So you're going on a walk for maybe a couple miles. You're okay with that. That's not something that pushes the boundaries too much, right? You know? So I'll go to do that. Why? Because again, it makes me feel like I'm doing something, but I'm comfortable with it. It's not outside of my comfort range, like maybe running is, or like maybe going to the gym consistently is, or pushing myself to start that LLC. So this walking group to me is really just a bunch of people grouped together who love the idea, whether they know it or not, of mediocrity. Because I understand there's people who would say you have to crawl before you can walk, and you have to walk before you can run, and all that type of shit, right? To me, that's if you're wanting to follow the rule book that society hands you on how to fucking get a job and have a white picket fence in a quote unquote stable life, and then, you know, have a pension or 401k and all that type of shit, right? That's what you have to do. But when you're really in the thick of it, when you started your own shit, when you started your own business, they're not going to give you time to say, okay, hey, look, in this negotiation, we know that you're new, so we're going to let you crawl before you fucking walk. And then as we progress, then you can walk, and then, you know, we'll up the ante, and then you can finally run, and we'll treat you like an equal, and we'll finally, you know, give you all the fucking grueling terms and you know, negotiation tactics that we know, and throw all that at you. No, they're not going to give you time to do that. You have to figure it out your fucking self, and you're going to have to hit the ground running, which a lot of people don't understand is really how life works. We get prescribed life with bumpers. Like how when you go bowling, they set up life to where it sounds like something to where, you know, you can take a chance, and if you take a chance, you have the bumpers there. So you're not going to go too far out, you're not going to mess up too much, and you can still hit the fucking pins. But in the real world, once you get out of all that fucking training wheel bullshit, is you have no fucking bumpers. Nobody's going to come to save you. So you're going to have to get comfortable with the uncomfortability and the idea of, if you fail, you're going to have to pick yourself up from the ground up and figure it the fuck out. And when you join walking groups, when you join these little things, these little comfortable fucking things, it's playing life with the bumpers. It's playing bowling with the bumpers. It's playing a game with, you know, on easy mode. And if you want to get really far, if you want to have success, if you want to have the finer things in life, people don't get there by playing the game on easy mode. You have to play it on the hardest fucking level, because that's what it takes to get to what you want to get. And joining these walking groups is only pacifying your maturation in life. And if you're being pacified, I equate that with you being a child. And if you're a child, no matter how old you are, because you're being pacified with everything that you do or with the things that you choose to do, I'm going to have to treat you like a child. And that means that you don't get access to certain things. That means that you can't handle certain things. That means that you can't handle certain, you know, amounts of money without supervision, or certain accesses without being, you know, watched, babied, all that type of shit. So unpacify yourself. Get out of these fucking walking groups that really aren't helping you do shit, and challenge yourself. Because if you want to beat anything, the you that you want to be is on the other side of a multitude of challenges. And a walking group is not one of those.
And the irony of all of this is people use running groups and walking groups as a way of running away from reality. It's a way of fooling yourself and deluding yourself into thinking that you're making progress. Oh, I'm running, so I'm making forward progress. I'm moving forward, so my life is moving forward. I'm putting in miles, which means I'm doing things. I'm successful. I'm productive. I'm an entrepreneur. And the funny thing is, you almost made it. You almost started working. You almost made some progress. You almost got stronger. You almost started your business. You almost met the love of your life. You almost left your job and started your entrepreneurial venture. You almost started using your brain. You almost got in shape. You almost did this. You almost did that. But almost doesn't count. And you almost began to live your life. And the funny thing about all of this is you just run away from your problems. And you run straight into the clouds. You're living completely disillusioned, thinking that you partaking in these groups is making you a better individual. You're just drowning yourself in the crowd, drowning yourself in the music. You're a sheep. And the people coordinating these events are the shepherds. Whether or not that's their intention, that's the outcome. Because you came into this without thinking and you leave on a nice euphoric feeling. The dopamine, the adrenaline, you're like, wow, that was awesome. Yeah, 3 fucking miles. 3 fucking miles, Austin, on a Saturday morning. How much money do we make on a Saturday morning? Yeah, talk to us on the Patreon, guys. But I just don't understand. It's to me, it's very sad. It's very sad to see, and I don't want to call them compatriots because they're not, but individuals of our age range just running away from reality, running away from their problems, and running into the masses and running their lives down. It's sad. It is. Now, ironically, we don't really feel much, but from time to time, we'll feel sad for them. But my friends, if you want to join a run group, you're more than welcome to. That's just our 2 cents on run groups. We are not fans of them. There is a benefit to it, but Austin and I prefer, for the most part, to do things rogue, as mavericks, as some people might say. But that's also because we don't like socializing with people. If you're not talking money, then we don't really want to talk to you. If there's an opportunity for us to guide you or help you in life, or potentially even a conversation that both of us can gain meaning from, or perhaps you can gain meaning from, then we'll partake. But you're not going to catch us having chit-chat, small talk with people who don't care about improving their lives and only show up to running groups just so that they can attract a potential partner. That's not who we are, nor have we ever been that way.
It is what it is.
And it ain't what it ain't.
The AM Club Podcast.
Signing out.
Mic check.
The AM Club Podcast.